fragrant friends, it's Jay. Today's video is going to be a spin-off of a video I did, I think 2 videos ago, talking about fragrances that I shouldn't love that I do. And that video was about blind buys that, or I don't know if it was all blind buys, but fragrances that have notes that I don't like in general, but the composition of the fragrance I enjoy. I enjoy the note in the composition. Today's video is going to be about fragrances that look good on paper. These were blind buys. All these fragrances were blind buys. So yeah, all of them on paper I should absolutely love. I should have no trouble loving them at all. But I do. So in theory they're great, but in reality not something that I can really tolerate, either because there's something in there or the way the composition is, they just don't mix well, or they just don't feel like me. They feel uncomfortable, maybe I should say, for me to wear. So yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about those. But before I get into the fragrances, I just wanted to say thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate your support, and I appreciate everybody who keeps coming back. I just wanted to say, those of you who come back and aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. You know what? I want a community page, and I'm almost there. A community page would help me to give you guys more content when I am not in a place to kind of sit down and film a video. I can make posts of my fragrance of the day. I know a lot of people use it for that. And I can always let you know if I run across a sale. I know people use it for that as well, or whatever fragrance related content that I might want to do. I really want one. So if you are not subscribed and you like my content, go ahead and subscribe so I can get that community page. All right, let's go ahead and get into the video. The first fragrance that I want to talk about was one I was sure of, and I was excited to get this one. This is Amethyst Exquisite by Lalique. From the bottle to the notes in the fragrance, this is a lot of dark berries, and some floral notes, but the reality of it for me, let me go ahead and spray, just spray it in the air a little bit. This fragrance is nice. It is thick, and it's like a dark berry syrup. But I think that's the problem for me. I think it's just thick and berry-like and really just one note. And I think it might be a little bit too one note for me, too sweet, one note berry for me. It reminds me of the blueberry syrup at IHOP that you get for your pancakes or your waffles. And it's just really berry sweetness. Now, I haven't had a chance to wear this when it's cold outside, so it might just be that I haven't come across the right season for this fragrance, because it's not that it's a bad fragrance. I just feel like it's too one note, just too one note and just very sweet. So I'm gonna keep it around and try for the colder weather and see if I might change my mind and find, you know, that's the right time to be wearing this fragrance. But as of now, Amethyst, or let's see, yeah, Amethyst Exquisite by Lalique. I feel like it is good on paper, but not good on my skin. So I'll leave that one here. Such a beautiful bottle. I get caught up in presentation, so this would be perfect for me if it works out. The next one is following up or following behind on the berry trend. This is another one that had berries in it. I love berries as a note. I love white florals. This is Quizás by Loewe. And again, there's berries in here, there's white florals, there's caramel, and on paper, it's perfect. I should love this fragrance. But in reality, I think it's just the floral is very bright, and this fragrance ends up and it wears on my skin. It feels very high pitched. It feels just like a high pitch, and it never really tones down. It never really softens. It's just kind of intense, I guess, is another way that I can describe this fragrance. The bottle is beautiful. But I thought the caramel might give it a little bit more smoothness, might soften it a little bit. It is a sweet fragrance. Well, maybe there's more floral sweetness to this, and the caramel, it never, how can I say? I don't think that the caramel makes this a gourmand fragrance. Maybe it just adds, but it's not like a syrupy sweet fragrance. I feel like this is very, I think there's tuberose in here, very floral with berries. So again, I think it's maybe jasmine is in here too, definitely tuberose. But again, for me, it's very intense, very high pitched, and it just doesn't soften. It doesn't smooth out. It just stays very intense. So again, I don't know if it's just that this is not I haven't come across the right season to be wearing this fragrance, but as of now, this is something that I just can't tolerate. So again, this is Loewe Quizás. Let's see. All right, the next fragrance, we'll stick with the kind of, well, I have two more fruity-ish fragrances. This is by a brand called 24. And a long time ago, I'll show you the box, they had a fragrance that was really, really popular, and it was called 24 Elixir. And I think that was raspberry and wood. And so this is just a spin-off. This has fruits, florals, I think, vanilla. So this is flower, balmy, kind of Lancome, La Vie Belle type fragrance, that type of sweet fragrance. But the way that it sprays, it's not the spray, but there is a note in here that is very sharp. So I get those soft florals that are candy-like and smooth, but there is a screechy note. I think there is tarragon in here. I looked up tarragon to see, you know, how it might affect a fragrance, and it didn't seem like there was anything about it that would add to that sharp note, but it almost smells like a very sharp violet candy. I don't know. There's a sharpness to this fragrance that sticks out apart from the very smooth, soft, candy-like florals. So that is why this one doesn't quite work for me. And this one is a big surprise, a disappointment that I did not like it. I'm really disappointed that I didn't like this one. So this is by Rasasi, and I'm gonna have to look on the back. Packaging is beautiful. You know, there's the back of it. There's, I think, some writing down here, but it's a brand of Rasasi, maybe their private collection, I'm not sure, but it's Attar Al Baruz, and this particular fragrance is Jazibiat Musk Tabriz, Jazibiat Musk Tabriz. Okay, I wanted to get that right. I'm open for corrections also, but that aside, having the name musk in here and the notes of this fragrance, there are, you know, there's peach, there coconut. I'm not a coconut girl, but with the mix of everything, I thought that it might add some smoothness and some creaminess to this fragrance. There are some woods and some musk. So I was hoping that this might be a fruity, musky, woody type fragrance. And what I get when I spray this is J'adore with a heavy dose of woods, a heavy dose of oud, but it's very bright. And J'adore for me is very screechy. Again, with the high pitch, it's not something that feels like me. It's not something, I mean, sometimes I question whether I should buy it, but every time I try it, I end up saying no to myself. I do love the bottle of J'adore, so sometimes I wish I would find a version of that fragrance that I could tolerate. It's very, yeah, just very bright and screechy, clean, almost astringent. Maybe astringent is a good word to describe it, but this is that to me. Again, oh, sorry, got in my eye, but with a heavy dose of wood, and that oud definitely starts to develop on your skin. So you lovers of J'adore, you might want to look into this if you like woods as well, because it's definitely there. Definitely there. I don't know. I'm just trying to clean this off, but yeah, I'm trying to also sniff it in the air and see if I can give any more information, but I was just very disappointed. I wanted this to be something a lot smoother and creamier, and a little bit sweeter as well. So yeah, very bright J'adore with woods. Oh, the accords. I looked at the accords and it said white floral, it said tuberose, there was oud, animalic, and then, you know, fruity, there was sweet there too, but I should have listened with the top accords being very white floral. But sometimes white florals can be, they don't have to be very clean. You know, I thought with the woods and the animalic notes, it might give it a little bit of depth, but this is very, very bright. So I don't know if you think you might like that. That's another one that didn't work for me, but it could definitely work for somebody else. So the last one that I have is one by Lattafa, and I chose to get it. I cannot remember her name right now, but I will put her up and I'll link her channel below. I watch her sometimes for reviews on Middle Eastern fragrances, because I respect her opinion and she seems to have a lot of them. So I wish I could remember her name right now, but she was talking about Udain, and it was described as a like tobacco, which I love, but also like a fruity, like apple type tobacco, maybe some oud, cinnamon. So that's right up my alley. But when I sprayed this fragrance, look at the bottle. That's beautiful. But when I spray this fragrance, I get all of that. But on the top of it, there's such a heavy note of smoke. And for me, it just goes on, and it just develops over time. The smoke in here, because I do like a whisper of smoke in fragrances, maybe just a hint of smoke in some of my fragrances, but this smells like, to me, you maybe been around a bonfire, you've been around a place where maybe somebody was smoking at a barbecue, smoking meats or something like that, you know, and you just get that smoke that's all around you, and it's just, for me, it sticks out a whole lot. So the smoke is not something I enjoy. I definitely enjoy the tobacco. I get a slight fruity note from this that could be maybe interpreted as apple. There is a sweetness to it as well, and it would be fine. It would be fine if there was not that smoke note. So that's what ruined it for me. So you lovers of smoke in fragrances, heavy doses of smoke in fragrances, you know, you might love this fragrance, and the bottle is beautiful, especially the top. I love that. I'll just show you the spray. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice without that for me. So yeah, I mean, another suggestion for people who may like smoky fragrances. But those are all my should love you on papers, but it just didn't work out in real life. you guys list some fragrances that you have purchased lately that are blind buys that you know should love, but you just don't. There's just something that doesn't mix well. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Love, Jay. Bye bye.